God bless you so much, sir. Nanso ne me besua adeɛ. Na ɛnɛ no mesrɛ wo sɛ yɛnhwɛ Genesis 1. Genesis 1. How the ancient Israelites understood Genesis 1. How the ancient Israelites understood Genesis 1. Say na tetefoɔ Israel tetefoɔ a wodi kan twerɛ Bible no ɛma wɔn kenkan no wɔte Genesis 1 aseɛ. Say na wɔte aseɛ. And I see bit means what can say Genesis 1 in the context of the ancient Near East. Genesis 1 in the context of the ancient Near East. Na obi biara wa ye nyamesum hwehwemu anase Bible mu nimdifo biara no bedi adanse se said ofa Bible na tetefo no etse ase no e different from said ene yete ase. Ni nyina ne se ye bone tofa ye beka no wo onimdifo bi a efre no Ziba Crook, professor of religion, na simbia okaye or say every book is a product of its time and place. Every book is a product of its time and place. It is a share a bra what it true Bible no any bia or true Bible no now share a nebrimu any bia ye wa and I say baby ye wa emma yenti ase or Bible no a different from said ye titifo no etse ase. This year Genesis 1 yenhwe Genesis 1 said ye wote ase titifo no ye Israel titifo di ka kenkan ye no wote ase. So we Genesis 1 ye behunu say 6 days na onyankopon de bo wiase. God created the world in 6 days na on this 7th day no a rest ye nti ye beka ne say 7th day period na onyankopon de bo wiase na o rest ye. Eno achi no God created human beings according to his image and likeness. Onyankopon bo onipa se ni suban ne seso. Na nipa oboye no odi omoto ewiase a waboni. Na in the ancient Near Eastern context no na enyame a ewo ho no nyina no omo de 7 days na constructed omo temples. Temples were constructed in 7 days. In the ancient Near East. In the ancient Near East, temples were constructed in 7 days. Na se omo constructed temples ni wi a eye enyame a na ewo ho no omo constructed omo temples omo si omo asore dan wi a de ewo mu ne se na omo ye images ana image na omo de omo si temple nim. The image were to reflect the gods, the character, the nature, the glory, or the power of the gods. Into omo di omo si temple nim. Ena na omo si temple ni no mo the image ni sima. Na the gods rest or rested in the temple. They reside in the temple. Rest man chere say disengagement say they become idle. Omo nyehwe baby. Rest naturally say they sat on their throne to rule. They sat on their throne to rule. Until a normal miensa, temples were constructed in 7 days in the ancient Near East. And images were done or images were made and put in the temples. And number 3, the gods rested in the temples or reside in the temples. Until tetefoa di kan Bible no Genesis 1 no, the Israelites no say okay the creation story. The emphasis was not on the historical narrative, no, but omo no na omo emphasis and as their understanding was theological. The theological understanding they say 1, God created the world within 7 days and on the ma nyankopon a obo so ni asase no we kese ma won pa. It's say temples were created in 7 days, but God created the world in 6 days. And the world was understood as a temple. Israel titefo no omu say God created the world no. World no wiase no omu say ase say a temple. They saw the world as a temple. And God created the world in 6 days. Nti emenyame a obo so ni asase no ye kese pa che enyame a na aka no. Why? Because enyame a na aka no they used 7 days to construct their temples, but God who created the world used 6 days to construct the world, construct his temple. And what you know, when God created the world, the temple, no, and now image near the human beings that he created according to his image and likeness. And Adam ni Eve, and now odu see temple nim, and I said word now odu see temple nim, and they were to reflect his glory. They were to reflect the power of the God who created the world, the temple. And you know, say Osha nipa Onyankopon boy no waboye nse ni suban ne seso. And he said, we will reflect the God who created us. We will reflect the glory of the God who created us. It is so be bora temple ni man. The other creation, the other creatures no. Some more said the yo. Omunhu nipa se Onyankopon a obo osoro ni asase. Omunhu nipa se Onyankopon a obo ade obo won, because we were created to reflect the glory of the God who created the heaven and the earth. And God rested on the 7th day. Rest no, and said God became idle. It doesn't mean disengagement, no, but God resided in the temple. God rested. God sat on his throne to rule. God sat on his throne to rule. That is the meaning of God rested on the 7 days. It doesn't mean say Nyankopon ebreye tinu ntimi nyehwe. It doesn't mean he became idle. It doesn't mean disengagement, but it meant that God sat on his throne to rule in the temple. Enti say na titifo a odi kan Genesis 1 ote asye. Say na ote asye. Mame boboso baako bi. Number 1, otiase say God created the world. No, otiase say God created his temple in 6 days. Instead say the other gods no every 7 days creating their temples. No, the God who created heavens and earth no, or creating a temple in 6 days, and that shows that we are very powerful. Again, he created human beings according to his image and likeness. The human beings no reflected the glory of God who created the heavens and the earth. It is a per image be a represented Onyankopon bo so ni asase a enye dua enye bo yen. The other gods in the ancient Near East no, they were representing their gods, or representing the gods were representing themselves by using stones and other images, trees and other things. But Onyankopon bo so ni asase ne de we use nipa and the image. Nti say ye pe image bi na yahwe na hu se Onyankopon a obo so ni asase no, sei na ne nimonyam tie, sei na ne tumi tie a ye nipa enye bo enye dua. And on the 7th day God rested in the temple. God rested. It doesn't mean say God became idle. God it doesn't mean disengagement, but it meant say God sat on his throne to rule in the temple. It said the ancient Near East, the gods were resting in temples, or gods were residing in temples. No, in the same way, God who created heavens and earth, resided in the temple that he has created. He sat on his throne to rule. A dear Bible dream, Paul Kai was say, Munim Samuni Pedjayo Nyankopon solid dine. No Namimu Timu. It's Onyankopon, as say, Yen a solid dine, or Tiemu. He resides in us. He is resting in us. It means say he is sitting on his throne to rule through us. To rule the world through us. Until saying now, the ancient Near Eastern people, and I said the ancient Israelites, no, saying or say Genesis 1 as here, And then ye kan a yenti aseɛ no anase ye emphasis no more on the historical aspect of it. But let me also caution here say, and also let me also put across say, me can say no enkyerɛ say Genesis creation no enye historical enkyerɛ sa ebi mu kyerem say the makyeremi e de kosi say into Genesis say no na enye historical patcho da bi de emma no ye historical say Yesu Kristo bae no ye hu say genealogies bi ene nsem bi mo kan ya they saw Adam and Eve as a historical figure. Another video ha eno no kyerɛ emudienti a Adam and Eve and as a creation story no a historical na enye fiction enye metaphorical no. But saying that Genesis 1 the ancient near eastern context no etie and I say saying that the ancient Israelites understood Genesis 1. Megidi say atwa Genesis bibi so amount ya see bi so enlightenment yenko sunsun de una mention pacho. Subscribe to our YouTube channel Osroba TV, logo near yellow. Like and share our videos. Asembusa bi ho a use the comment section. Encourage bi ho a use the comment section. Unyankopon shira pa. Bye bye.